What is up, my dudes and dudettes? I am back. It's 2019 now. A lot of things have changed. Some not so much. But what I thought I would do is I would give you guys a little bit of an update for 2019. What the hell have I been doing for like, I don't know, 2 months? I don't think I've made any car videos in like 2 months. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I've been up to. First off, garage is a little bit messy, but I have really done some work here, and basically I have one garage bay always open now. And you know, shout out to my boys at Harbor Freight for the US General toolbox there. That thing has been a lifesaver, and it just kind of matches my Cobalt over there. But anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty. First off, let's talk about the truck. As most of you know, this is my 1955 Chevrolet pickup. It is a 5th generation vehicle handed down to me from my ancestors. Where are we at with this guy? Honestly, haven't done too much to it since we last left off. However, I did just order a bunch of parts for it. I'm gonna redo the intercooler and the piping. So if you guys remember, I was kind of doing my own little pie cut scenario here. However, I kind of came to the point, or I kind of got to the point where it was just kind of not working for me. The main culprit of it all was I was using a single in, single out intercooler. It's that really nice gold Mishimoto that I had bought a while back. I decided to go with a dual in, single out intercooler, and I think it's gonna fit a lot better, and I think it's just gonna work a lot better. I also bought a bunch of aluminum piping, which I will either probably tack together and then have my buddy Pat weld for me once it's all done. But yeah, I think this is just gonna be a way better setup, way cleaner setup, and a lot less weight. That stuff is actually pretty heavy. Altogether, I'd probably have like 10 pounds of extra metal that I didn't really need. All right, and then buried back here behind all this crap, this is the Chevelle, my fiance's 65 Chevelle, and I have been doing quite a bit of work on it. Let's show you guys what's going on over there. All right, so here is the 65 Chevelle. You can tell I've torn off the entire front end, and oh, what do you know? There is a Cadillac V6 motor in there. It's like not mounted in or anything. I've really been working on the wiring on this. It's, you know, as I knew going into this, it is a kind of one-off job. There's not really anyone that I know of that is putting these motors into anything. So the good part is it does fit. It clears the roof, or I guess it clears the hood. It fits. As you can see, the motor mounts don't exactly line up with the cross member there, but that's okay because I believe what I'm going to end up doing is cutting out that cross member completely, fabbing up something better for it, something that drops down a little bit lower, sink the motor down a little bit, and then clears the oil pan a little bit better. And another thing is, with these Chevelles, you do not have a rack and pinion. You have this steering box set up, and as you can see, the steering box is kind of in the way. They do make a rack and pinion kit for these vehicles. However, there's only a few companies make them. Flaming River is one of them. And the kit itself is like $2,500. That's more than I paid for the car. So that is not gonna be what I'm using. I actually have been, last night I was kind of racking my brain around some things, right? So here is the original setup, right? You have that steering box, it hooks up to a pitman arm, and it rotates the suspension back and forth like that. However, a rack and pinion system kind of works. It's what pretty much every car uses these days. This is the old rack and pinion out of the CTS. Now, I was hoping that I could use the CTS rack and pinion for this and kind of fabricate it into there. However, our our ends are just way too long. As you can see, it's about maybe 3 inches too long there, which I can bottom this guy out, but that's only gonna give us another inch. And then I've already bottomed this end out completely, and it's still probably another 4 inches too long there. So right now I'm kind of trying to figure out what the best setup to do is. I'm sure I could probably find a rack and pinion in like a junkyard or something that would fit. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that or what I'm gonna do about that yet. I do know, however, quite a bit about rack and pinion systems, And this guy, I want to say, is close to the same length. This is a Mustang 2 power steering rack. And if I can find one that can get me the length across, which is 50 inches, I should be able to make something work for this. My thought is I could just use the original spindles to be able to, you know, to keep the same steering geometry and everything. And center to center is pretty much about 50 inches on that. So I need to find a rack and pinion that is 50 inches. If you guys know of anything, let me know. But yeah, and then also the transmission from here is blown. Remember, that was the black CTS I had in the garage a couple months ago. I sent that off to scrap and I pulled pretty much every single thing off of it. Went from I think a 3,000 pound vehicle to a 900 pound vehicle after everything was said and done. So that's that. There's my Harley right there. Trying to sell that. If any of you guys want a 2016 Iron 883, let me know. You guys notice this orange truck here. This vehicle is not actually mine. This is someone I've just been working on for. I actually dropped a 350 in here. I didn't really document any of that. So yeah, here is a Chevy 350 that I had just dropped in here. It's running great so far. We're gonna do some valve seals on it just because it is smoking quite a bit. And then I'm going to reseal that intake because that intake is leaking quite a bit. I went ahead and used the gaskets for the intake. However, they normally don't work very well because they push out. So I'm just gonna RTV it in place and it should be fine. One more thing I wanted to show you guys is I did pick up another 4.8 LS motor. I'm gonna be doing a series on this guy on, you know, tearing it apart and trying to put it back together as cheaply as possible. I did buy this motor for, I believe, $200. So it's a pretty cheap motor. I know for sure the rings are probably bad on it. So we're gonna replace the rings, replace the head gaskets, and that's pretty much it. And we're just gonna send it. I gotta find a vehicle to put it in. You guys can look forward to that series. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'd like to get that motor complete with like everything running and driving for like less than $1,000. Yeah, that'll be pretty exciting. Other than that, I mean, it's the same old shit. Lots of projects, not a lot of time. But I want to thank you guys for tuning back into me. Welcome to 2019, even though it's already like February. Today's the 1st, yeah, today's the 1st. Missed the whole month of 2019, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys' comments, ask me questions, whatever you guys got. I'm always here for you guys. I do this because I enjoy it and I enjoy helping you guys too. A lot of people have reached out to me and showed me their cool projects. So if you got something, add me on Instagram at Jovani Dante. Yeah, anything else? I don't think so. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you again very soon.